Africa is the richest place in the world. Diamonds and gold, billionaires and millionaires. And my people dying from starvation. I just want to know. I just want to know what you gonna do when your people dying from starvation. What you gonna do?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Tell me what you gonna
Do
do.
anybody see what's going
Your
on?
people dying and they
Do
dying from
anybody see
starvation.
what's going
My
on?
people dying and they dying from starvation.
There is a
What you
big
gonna
disgrace
do
going to hit the American
about the
government
situation? What you
soon
gonna
or
do
later. Big disgrace.
about the situation? Your people dying and they
Have you
dying from
seen what taking
starvation.
place?
They ain't got no food and they ain't got no food to eat.
Do
I
anybody
said,
see what
what you
taking
gonna
place?
do? What you gonna do about the situation? What you gonna do?
Somebody commit
What you
some
gonna do
sin
about the situation?
someplace
Your people dying
because
one by one. Your people
they are
dying
praying for the
and they
President of the
dying
United
two by
States.
two. What you gonna do, my
You pray for
people,
someone
about your
when
people?
something is wrong.
What you gonna do
When it comes to
about
the
your
Bible
people?
terms,
They
you
just
pray for
dying one by
someone
one
when something is
from
wrong.
starvation.
So they began to pray for the president. Did you see that? Did you see they praying for the president? Look, they praying for the president because something is wrong. And why they are praying? Because we're going to have a bad desolation with the people of America sooner or later. Some destruction is going to take place because of the wrongdoing that continue in foreign country of the American government. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the people are not paying attention and they're not seeing what's going on with the brutality of the government of the United States. Look, do you see the first man this guy killed is that guy. The second man he killed is this guy. And the last man he just killed a while ago is this guy, the spiritual leader of Iran. They kill him. And everybody sits silent in his doing. So they're praying for him now. And the reason why they're praying for him, because we're going to have a desolation for the evildoers. They've been doing this for a long time. Huh? The American government is going around and doing all this evil work for a long time. And no one is paying attention to the brutality because they want world domination. Who are they? The white Anglo-Saxon and the limey and the slimy. They want world domination. And Africa sit there as a dead lamb to the slaughter. Africa sit there doing nothing, as you call it, Africa. In the meantime, the European is marching right and left, devouring up the land and devouring up the resource. And they can't say nothing. You could imagine that? The black men cannot say nothing, they all kept silent. Also, the Muslim kept silent of the brutality. Look, you kill the spiritual leader of Iran. This is a guy they just killed for no reason whatsoever. And you think it's going to go along in a way that they don't do nothing. As I said in the past, I think the Iranian government, I call it a foolish government, because they're fighting and they're not blowing up the airplanes that belongs to Israel. They're not going up. If they go after the airplanes, they will not be fighting. They're not going after the airplanes. They got airfields there. They should be going after the airfield instead of going over silly stuff. Because you do unto others as they do unto you. They're blowing up your airplanes and your oil resource, and you're dropping bombs on little bit of houses and empty fields and bullshit. You gotta do like what they're doing. Straight up, it's simple. So the point that I'm making, that the Iranians are fighting, but they're not fighting the right way. Look, we all know that the American government have base in all these countries. And I cannot see why do these countries have let the United States have base in their country. Egypt, United States have base there. Jordan, because you're getting paid. They're getting paid. So they're also puppets. And they're Muslim country. Hello, think about it. They're Muslim country and they're helping the United States fight in another Muslim country. And what is messed up? What is messed up is China sitting there, North Korea sitting there, and Russia sitting there, and they ain't doing shit. In the meantime, United States is blowing up all the oil resource, blowing up their water. They're doing all type of stuff. They're blowing up all the hydro over there. And everybody sit back, watching the United States doing what they're doing. What do you think? And now they start to pray for the President of the United States, because they know something is going to happen real big. So they're trying to pray so they can pray off the destruction. Uh-uh. As your Bible said, the father eat the grape and the children's teeth becomes nedge. It's a reason why. It's a parable. It's not the children's teeth becomes nedge because they did not eat the grape. But it's the wrong that the fathers do. Sometimes it follow the children or follow the grandchildren. And you know the father of the president, what he did in the past, pertaining to the black people. If you follow the story, you will know. Because he was a man that have contract with the government for housing people of the black race. So what I'm saying, the evil that this man is doing right now, and they're bragging about it, a destruction is going to come. They are bragging of what they're doing. They're bragging on Venezuela. They're bragging on Cuba. They're bragging on Iran. They're bragging on Nigeria. They're just bragging all over what they did. So what do you think going to happen? Hello? What do you think going to happen with all these people bragging and what they're doing? Have you ever seen an evildoer bragging? I never see a evildoer brag. They always kept silent. They brag how many boats they blow up in Mexico, how many people they send back. They're doing all type of crazy shit. So it's like a madman let loose to do what he want, and when he finish do what he want, they're gonna rein him in. They're gonna rein him in and punish him. For the wrong that he's doing, what the people cannot see. They're blind. And when you're blind, deaf, and dumb, it's hard to understand. See, they're praying for him. So when you're blind, deaf, and dumb, it's hard for you to understand. Something is going to take place sooner or later, because you can't go around and killing leaders of other countries. And you know what's funny? All the Muslim countries have their spiritual leaders. And I have not heard nothing from none of these countries' spiritual leaders speak about the wrong that the American government is doing and kill one of their leaders. Jordan have their own spiritual leader. Egypt have their own spiritual leader. Cambodia, Nigeria, Vietnam, Russia, They have their own spiritual leader of the Muslim organization. And not one of them say nothing about this Muslim leader that the government just killed. The United States government just killed this leader and they have not said nothing. You know why? Because they're all afraid of the brutality that will take place with them. So they're not saying anything. So the American government have the okay to go around and do what they want to do because nobody's not saying anything. Just think about what I'm saying. It's just regular people talking bullshit. But the real spiritual leaders, none of them say anything. And the head of the government doesn't say nothing. What Russia said, what China said, what Vietnam said, what North Korea said, what Japan said, what Pakistan said, what India said, the leaders, the head leaders, they say nothing. They don't condemn it. They kept silent. Security Council, they don't say nothing. Huh? So you see the mess that we're into? So the president and his followers or his gang, they're going to do what they want to do and nobody's going to stop them. I call him a gang. You know what I'm saying? So when we wake up and realize what is taking place, then you will understand the brutality of these people. They're doing wrong and the people cannot see. Maybe they're doing this because there's a scandal and they want to let the people do not proceed with the scandal about Jeffrey Epstein. Look, we already know from in the 80s that Jeffrey Epstein have a lot of friends. He make parties. He go dancing with his friends. And his best friend was the president. It comes out of both of them mouth. The president said that. Jeffrey said that. They're friends. So your best friend know your secret. And we should really check out what these best friends do in their doing. But they don't want to talk about that. You know why? Because some shame is there someplace. And by shame will come, they don't want to talk about that. They want to stray from that and try to bomb places and kill leaders and take leaders from their countries, so the people get distracted from what the real Mackay. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to come. Because you can't continue doing wars against people that... After Iran, who next? Make it simple. But Jeffrey Epstein's stories is going to continue until the real truth comes out, because he have a lot of best friends, and we want to know what these best friends did in their doing. What were they doing? When they make a party, who they invite? When they went to the clubs, who did they talk to? A lot of people want to know. Don't you want to know where Epstein get all this money from? The man got millions and millions of dollars. We know he was a mathematician when he was young, but he didn't have a lot of money. So we want to know where he get all his money from, who he lend money to. There's a lot of stuff we need to know about this guy. And his best friend know him for 30 years or 20 years or 10 years. We need to know. If you got a friend for 10 years, you have to go to their house, you have to meet to a club, or you have to meet to a restaurant. You have to do things together. Hello? When you got friends, you do things together. That make any sense? If you don't do things together, you're not friends. You'd be associate, just met in once in a while and chit chat, and that's it. Nothing important. But friends know the secret. You party together, you go on vacation together, you ride in the same car together, you cook, he cook, you eat together. But we have destruction right now. Nobody want to talk about that. So all the secret going to come to the light. You know, everything that you do in darkness going to come to light sooner or later. Because this guy is going around and killing all type of people. Going around killing all type of people. And when you're going around and killing all type of people, it's not good. He killed this guy. He killed this guy. He killed this guy. I know they're praying for him. Everybody praying for him. For all the wrong that he did. Look at him. What do he look like to you? Check it out. Praying for him. Do you know why they're praying for him? Do you know why they're praying for this guy? Do you know? Because you have to be doing some wrong thing. But they can't speak about the wrong thing that he's doing. So they try to pray for him. So the madman is on loose right now. And the American people cannot say nothing. And the people that should be saying something is the taxpayer. Because our money is going for all these wars and all these killing. I gotta pay tax. And I'm not paying 1 penny for tax. All property owners that pay taxes. And they're not paying $1. They're not paying $2. Some pay thousands and thousands of dollars for property tax. And most of that money is going towards war, unnecessary war. That should not be taking place by some evildoer or some madman. As I said in past program, there's a lot of mad people, and they do not know that they're mad. Yes, there's a lot of mad people, and they do not know that they're mad. They're secretly mad. And when they do madness, they think they're doing right stuff. You can't tell a mad person that they're mad. No. I deal with them. This mad lady asked me, hey, Henry, do you think I'm mad? What do you think? I said, sometimes you do madness and sometimes you don't. So maybe nothing wrong with you. And she laughed over what I said. But she really a mad person. Because she do mad stuff. And that's the point I'm trying to make. But maybe she's not really mad because she's using narcotics. And if you use narcotics and you drink and you're bipolar, that make it worse. Schizophrenia. And some people have schizophrenia secretly and they do things normal. But they have a lot of problems. The brains doesn't work right. Something causes the brains not to work right. So when the brains is not working right, you have a lot of problems. So some people cannot drink and some people cannot smoke. Because if they drink, they get into the schizophrenia ways. Or they get into the bipolar. So people are not thinking. Some people smoke marijuana and they are getting that ways of schizophrenia. So they have to stay away from that. And some doesn't use alcohol or drugs and they still have that schizophrenia mentality. So we don't know what's going on with these government right now. This branch of government, maybe they all have schizophrenia because they're doing a lot of crazy shit. Blowing up boats, killing leaders, killing spiritual leaders. So something got to be wrong. Something got to be wrong. And they're bragging on what they're doing. It's like, hey man, hey, we have power and we can do what we want with all these evil men. The spiritual leader, he's a wicked man, he's an evil man. He chopped babies up. And that's what they're putting into the mind of the public. Because the consumer don't think too much. That's why every month you got to get a new phone. Because the consumer doesn't know. You got to get a new TV. You got to get a new car. Every other year. Because they're brainwashed. So this government is brainwashing the people. Hey, we got to get rid of them. They're bad people. They're killing their people. You know, they said Iran just killed 32,000 people. And I have not seen any mass funeral. So how do they bury these people? They, they, they just bury them without identifying them? So they don't know who remain alive and who die, not who get killed? 32,000 people get killed in 1 day or 2 days. That's a lot of people. And we have not seen any mass grave. So they secretly bury those people then. But how do the government know that 32,000 people get killed? The American government is saying that. There's no other country saying that. The American government is saying 32,000 people get killed. How do they know? How do they get in there to know? Is the Israelis saying it? Because we already know they're occupiers. If you don't know that they're occupiers, a damn fool. So they are the one that's saying a lot of shit. So we have a lot of problem. And the problem that we're having is caused by the American government, because they are the only one that is going around and trying to change other government. If the government is set up by the gods of the Bible, they should remain the way they are. If they want to kill their citizens, let them kill their citizens, because they have not set up the government of themselves. Our government is the authority of God, the God of the Bible. So let them do what they want to do with their citizens. When the United States citizens start rebelling, nobody come here to say nothing, or nobody say anything. And the government kill them if they want. They kill them in our ways. Chokehold them, shoot them straight down, kill them in jail. So nobody say nothing. Nobody know how many people get killed in jail in the United States, foreign countries. One of my girlfriend brothers, two brothers get killed in there, hung themselves. How are you going to hang yourself when somebody's watching you? That don't make no sense. Suicidal watch, somebody's there and light is on. You have no belt, you have no rope, you have no chain. You can't hang yourself. And then they gave her $5,000 and said he was a scumbag. My girlfriend's brothers get killed in the jail, and they compensate her with $5,000 and said our brother is a scumbag. So they have no regard for life. So every government do things different. So as I said, we got to wake up and see the brutality. There's a madman loose. And we have to catch him. Put him in his place. But you're not doing that. I don't know what to say. But think about it. Think about what they're doing in Iran. Go there and try to destroy the place and destroy the whole inhabitants. That's a shame. And they're going to blame Iran now. Hey, surrender. You need to surrender. I think Iran made a mistake too. Because the first 12-day war, I cannot see why they surrender. Why? Somebody attack you and you surrender? You got to be a damn fool. Your government got to be a damn fool government. You attack me and say if I'm going to stop and surrender to you. Hell no. I'm going to use my machete, whatever I have, or my gun. I'm not going to stop and surrender to you when you attack me. And that's what bullies do. You know when you are going to school and that bully up in there, they punch you, and you better dare punch them back. Do you remember that? I got a bully when I was going to school. He punched me, but I tried to punch him back, and he raised his hand to punch me again. I didn't do nothing. Maybe I was too young, I guess. But that's what bullies do. They punch you and you don't punch them back. And that's what this guy is doing right now. So he's going around with all the killing. So now they're praying for him, and that's what they're doing. So by praying for him, I don't know if it's going to work. But why they're praying for him? Look, why they're praying for him? Why they praying for him, I don't know. But something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Something is wrong why they're praying for him. Something is wrong. So they can pray as much as they want to pray. You know? But all I can say, let them pray. And see if they're going to solve the problem. So, I'm going to say peace. I'm out of here. Respect. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.